The short meeting's going to be good today, I think.
Okay.
It's also a holiday in Taiwan.
All right. Okay, so that's the CI stuff. So basically there is a few kind of changes there that were, I don't want to say negatives, but they were going backwards. But hopefully they're quick, easy things that we can resolve and then move forward. And I guess I would hope that we move forward to 3.9 or even 3.10, because I don't think we've seen broad problems. We've just seen this one issue. Even in 3.10, I think there's a couple of warnings coming out, but I don't think there's any errors as a result. And we're halfway to October, which will be when they release 3.11. So. Is there other opens people have?
I don't know if you noticed, but Bob opened a staging branch for conversion of the C tools to Python.
Okay, I saw the emails. The only thing I was a little curious on is why aren't we developing the tools in the Python project? Is there a idea behind that?
Don't know. Ask
Okay.
Bob that. If you think that makes more sense, then let's do a branch in that repo.
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense to have staging where maybe we delete the C tool as we get the new version in Python or something like that. Would make sense to me, but I would think we'd want the development history of it to be captured in the project where it'll ultimately land.
Makes sense.
So I had a little problem with his change setup for that new branch. It still has line feed issues, at least on my machine, but I'm pretty sure those are not from my machine. I think something there. So I think we agreed that we're going to go to standard Linux line feeds, standard Git kind of configuration for that repo. Does that sound right?
That's fine. Yes.
Okay.
I think that's the long-term goal for all of our repos. We just have to figure out how to transition all of the existing ones.
Okay. So I'll try to get his branch line feeds all fixed and force push the change so that we're clean.
Okay.
So does that store everything as Unix line feeds and then
Yep.
when you pull over,
Yep.
auto convert with a Git?
Yeah. What I don't know, Andrew, is that in order to make it easy for developers, I don't know if there's a way to set up your to check in a Git configuration file to like set auto CRLF to true for the ones that are in the Linux style storage in the Git repo and false for our existing EDK2 platforms repos. So that may be something to figure out because it's a pain to change your configuration locally as you move between repos.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Mike, I got a stupid question for you. If I reply back to the mailing list and I have an attachment, does it just go to the Bitbucket or does it just strip the attachment?
I believe the mailing list supports attachments. We just say by convention we don't prefer attachments in the emails.
Okay. Because I sent a copy of my Git grep thing. I'm not sure if it actually made it.
I saw the one pasted into the comment. Which I think
I replied back to one of the mails about the meeting since I brought it up in the meeting.
Okay.
Not sure if it made it through.
This meeting has a discussion thread, and in there you have posted the script. I see.
Oh, okay. So it showed up in that. Okay.
Yeah.
It just looked weird in my mail client, so I couldn't 100%. tell whether it popped out or not.
Okay, I don't think, so from my side, I think I, again, didn't get those things done. The time I dedicated to this project, we spent on CI stuff last week, so, I have no other updates. Is there anything else from anyone here?
No, I think that's good for today, Sean. And I'll see if I can't get an email thread on the supported tool chains going to get feedback from the community on ones that we can retire.
Okay, I was still thinking to send that. I just, yeah, it keeps somehow becoming Monday at 4:30.
Yeah, and as you said, you had to spend a lot of extra effort in the last week to get the CI system, keep it moving. So that's important. And then figuring out to move to the latest, the 2022 image is going to be other great work. So if you're focused on that, the rest of us can work on a few of these other things.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, and the only thing that sort of popped into my head when we talk about porting the tools to Python is just like the modularity of it. Like when I wrote those debugger scripts, I had to go write a module to go parse pcoff because to help the debuggers load things by searching in memory. So it'd be useful if things are structured in a way that they can be used outside the project.
Yeah, and if you look, I said it's in a staging branch now that Bob started, and he's using the C types Python module, which is the one that I agree with is the best way to have Python work with C structures. And so he's already been working on things like some of our FFS and firmware volume structures in there. So I think making sure that we follow that same style for the PECOF one. So if you can look through there to see if he's added any PECOF ones yet, and if not, you can ask him for the ones that think you need support for in order to support some of your tooling, because some of the other tools that are being converted also operate, like GenFW operates on PECOF images too. So I agree completely that a common module for PECOF images makes sense.
Yeah.
What about? Oh, go ahead.
No, so I was just gonna say that that patch that fell in the bit bucket had a Python module that did pcoff stuff that has all the sort of functions that you need.
Okay.
As an
Did you use C types as a way to access it?
Of course I did, Mike. I'm a C programmer. Remember they yelled at me for not making some opaque object, and I'm like, dude, I'm just copying the C code into Python.
What about using the PE file library? Like, are we opposed to using other libraries?
No, I did not know there was a PE file library.
Yeah, so we've done a couple things with PCOF in the images and used that library. And again, that's the beauty of some of these other languages and environments is that other people have written a bunch of libraries. That also comes with a cost, but yeah.
So as far as pulling in additional modules into the Python modules into our tools used in EDK2, of course, it's simplest if it's built into the Python project. That's the easiest path. For anything above and beyond that, I think we want to just look at the license to see if the license looks like it's compatible with the rest of the EDK2 project, and then we can figure out how to approve that. Andrew, that's kind of the approach, at least from the stewards looking at new dependencies, right? We look at that piece.
I mean, I kind of, being old school, I was trying to avoid adding a bunch of extra dependencies. So my corporate build infrastructure isn't mining crypto or something.
Right. And we also have to evaluate whether or not a dependency is well maintained and things like that as an evaluation.
Yep.
You can always fork and go, but that kind of defeats the purpose of depending upon somebody else's that's well maintained project.
Yep. I'll put in the chat here this is the one we've used for PE file stuff.
It's kind of a build versus buy kind of checkpoint, I guess.
Yep, that's the one I already pulled that up, Sean. Google's wonderful.
Yeah, no, we've been using it for 2 different tools, so it's pretty useful. So yeah.
Okay. Hey, they even got CI, so that's pretty good.
Okay, well, thanks everybody, and we'll talk next week.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.